My fiancé got mad at me for transferring my inheritance to my daughter before our marriage, thinking it was unfair to his kids. I 28 female had my daughter 9 female while still in college. I am ashamed to admit I don't know who the dad is. It was a drunken party mishap. My parents disowned me, and sympathizing with my plight, my grandpa took me in. He had a bad relationship with my dad. Grandpa died 2 years ago, leaving me his entire estate. He was kind of rich. I started dating my fiancé Max, 35 male, around 4 years back. He has 2 kids, 6 female, 10 male. He has full-time custody of as well. Their mom married someone else and moved across the country. She pays child support but makes no effort to contact them or visit them. We have lived together for over a year now and everyone gets along pretty well. We stay at the house my grandfather left me and split all bills and expenses 50-50, but keep rest of the finances separate. He popped the question 2 months ago and I said yes. Few weeks ago we had a minor fight. My daughter's birthday is coming up and I wanted to gift her a pony. She has been learning to ride for a few years now and really want one. When I mentioned this to Max in a passing conversation, he got mad at me for wasting our money on stupid gifts like this. I told him I am not taking anything out of our budget and just buying it out of my money. He said then I should buy his kids ponies too to make it fair. I said sure, let's split the expense. He told me I should buy it myself since I am rich, and it is my decision to buy my daughter a pony in the first place. That he is trying to make it equal for all kids in the household and don't have money to waste like this. I got his point, but I also felt that he would want me to make everything equal with his kids too. I get they will be my kids too and I should not treat them different. But I also felt like my daughter should not have to split her generational wealth. It's not mine, it's my grandpa's. And he loved her. He left it to me believing I would pass it on to her. So I made a trust fund transferring 50% of assets I inherited into that. It has rules regarding reasons I can make withdrawal out of, like education and separate living allowance based on age, money for marriage, for house, and entire balance made available at 30. I set up another trust fund for myself, putting 30% assets into it with yearly allowance, and then to dissolve after 50, hoping to retire then. Balance 20% is mostly the house, land, and emergency funds. I did it so whatever income I earn, I will be able to make it equally split within kids. But inheritance will stay intact for my or my daughter's future without having to be split or used for my step-kids. My fiancé found out about this a couple of days ago. Saw some related papers in my drawer. He was really mad at me for cutting him and his kids out. He said if I was marrying him, we would be sharing all assets and finances. That it's not fair for me to keep 90% of my wealth just to myself and my kid when he is sharing all of his with us. I said I was sharing everything I make too, just the inheritance is kept aside. He is not bringing any inheritance into the union either. He said that's because he has none, and it's incredibly selfish of me to not share, to lock it away. That with this, my daughter will have a luxurious life, while his kids have average life, only since there is no way we can afford all that for them with our income only. I said generational wealth is separate, and it should go to bio family. He called me a jerk for discriminating and depriving his kids of an equally good life. From the comments, inheritance is legally not split though. If you two divorced, they wouldn't include your inheritance in the proceedings, it would all revert to you. So this, we're sharing everything mentality he has when he's already getting free housing from you is very convenient but false. OP, I think he meant within marriage. Not exactly in divorce context. Which is also why I established the trusts. So the money is out of my hands and no one can force me to spend it. Requirements, guilt, nothing would work since money can be withdrawn only in accordance with the eligible clauses. Update. I know this is quick, but I am someone who always act quickly, so here is the update. I had a much-needed conversation with Max. I showed him the post, replies, advices, and experiences. He looked defeated to see this. At the core there were 2 issues. How much do I trust him? How do we handle finances moving forward? He told me he was ready to sign a prenup before I even asked, if that would alleviate my worries. He said all he wants is to have everyone in the household to feel equal, to not make his kids feel resentful, to make it fair to everyone. I understood that. The fact is there is no way it can be made fair to everyone. If I want to give my daughter the best of everything, I should give same to his kids too. But that is not always possible even with our combined incomes. For example, if her love for writing stays, both me and her would prefer she attend a private school providing equestrian sports. Tuition for that and related costs can be availed from her trust, but we would not be able to afford to pay tuition for his kids out of our combined income. Trust is already set up, and even I cannot withdraw money for their tuition. Even if I could, I would be reducing my retirement funds or my daughter's inheritance. Same goes for car tuition fund and all other expenses my daughter will have covered, but even with our incomes, we can't give equally to Max's kids. Further, marriage is a big risk. Even with a prenup, if he takes on debt during course of marriage, I would also be liable. A lot of the comments have instilled a lot of fear in me. I am also worried about the resentment finance is going to build. I love Max, I really do. But I love my daughter million times more. She is my life. I have to accept that her future and opportunities is more important to me than a marriage. At least for the next 9 years. Who am I kidding till my daughter can fully be independent? And I cannot fault him for wanting the same for his kids. He is just being a dad. But I cannot take away from my daughter to give to his kids. I can only give equal love and care to them, equal attention. Financially, we are just not compatible. Long story short, I gave back my ring. Engagement and marriage is off the table for now. After all, there is no real necessity to get married. We are both sad about this turn, but the fact he did not kick up a fuss is a bit reassuring. I really do believe our companionship is just as valuable to him as to me, just that we are also parents who wants the best for our children. We don't know where our relationship is going. I would still like to have him in my life, but he is also free to leave and find another person. I did not ask him to leave, and he is staying for now. I will try to keep normal stuff equal between all, whatever I can afford to do out of my income. My daughter is still getting a pony. It's a gift from her great-grandpa after all. I would not compromise her life and choices. My grandpa took me in for her sake. He left it all to me for her. I cannot compromise on that. And there is no need for 3 ponies. Neither of his kids know or has shown any interest in riding. If they want one after seeing my daughter with hers, we will be getting them riding lessons, and they can share. They will be getting the best birthday presents we can afford that aligns with their interests for their birthdays, if Max sticks around till then. I will also be protecting the house and land as well. He cannot make claims on it as far as I know, but I will still be discussing it with my estate lawyer. Thank Kaiwu for helping me see what I refused to. Love had me blind. From the comments, if you do want to do something to make Max's kids not feel slighted about the pony, you are under no obligation, but you seem to love them quite a bit, maybe get them a dog or cat. If they don't ride, they'll just see the pony as a pet, so no difference in their mind between a rescue pup and a pony worth thousands. Bonus, you get a dog or cat. OP, when their birthday comes around, I will consider that. For 10-year-old. For 6-year-old though, no way. She is too little to have any sense of responsibility. Maybe once she gets old enough.